There we go. That looks. Is it just? I think it's my glasses again. It always looks really blurred with my glasses. This is probably going to be fairly short because what I don't want to do with this, because of the nature of this film, is get into details of plot. Because the great thing with the Scream franchise is that it's the murder mystery element. It's the Cluedo, the who and what, who done it. Well, it's always Ghostface with the knife, wherever. But you know, it's the Masked Singer, but with death. Who's that behind the mask? So we've just been to see Scream 5, which I still say should have been a 5 and then Cream to say Scream, because then it's Scream 5. But maybe because that made it 5cream, that was just confusing for people. Perhaps that's why they didn't do it. I don't know. I'll let you go first because I'm the big fan of the franchise, whereas you're not as much.
I don't really have much to say.
Oh, okay. So he's not going to say anything. I absolutely loved this. I thought it was easily the best since the original. Because even though there's no Wes Craven, because obviously he passed away, the film is dedicated to him at the end, which is quite nice. And I don't believe, if I remember rightly, Kevin Williamson hasn't written this one or hasn't had massive input on the writing. So you've got a brand new writing team. But I have to say, they've completely, for me, nailed the vibe of the franchise and the point of the franchise, which has always been quite sort of meta about the slasher genre. This is no exception, and also has a dig at fandom, a dig at modern continuations of franchises and fan reaction to that. There's a very good speech which all but names The Last Jedi as an example of the fans not being happy with someone taking something in a new direction. Yeah, I mean, there were no massive surprises in this for me. I did have a fairly strong inkling that turned out to be correct very early on, exactly how the film would end. There's another detail about the third act that again I spotted way before the reveal. But it's done really nicely, and what I think is also nice is the way they've tapped into current teen actors who are probably actually all in, closer to 30 or something, because that's how that goes. But you've got people from things like 13 Reasons Why, and you've got a bloke from The Boys. So they've tapped into essentially the acting cast from the current wave of streaming popular series, which again sort of tied into the original being a wave of up and coming young stars. So I think, yeah, it just, for me, it just perfectly fits in the canon and the franchise, and indeed pretty much lays out and then sticks to franchise rules, which was quite awesome. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Didn't jump at all. Didn't find it scary particularly. I think I'm probably a bit just too desensitized. There was way more gore and actual physical stabbings per knife or knife impacts per capita was way up. So the violence is up. It's funny, we've not long rewatched the other 4. Of course, the original 3 were 97, 98, 99, 3 years on the bounce, and they just seemed really tame and not at all violent. And I remember at the time they were criticised for being exactly that, but actually I watched it back and I was like, why were people complaining about this back then? And yeah, even at the time I can remember, I think it was in Scream 1 or 2 at one point, even sort of sat there going, oh god, this is a bit much, and watching it now going, what does that say about us? What's happened to us in 25 years? But yes, I'm guessing if you're a fan of the franchise, you've been already, because we didn't go straight away for various reasons. But if you are interested in the Scream movies, this is absolutely one to not miss. if I had to rank them, I would put 1, 5. Ooh, I like them all, if I'm honest. 1, 5, 4, 2, 3. If I had to put them in order, but genuinely, don't think there's a bad movie in the set.